Crystal chandeliers glowed above the grand hall. Soft piano music floated through the air. Perfume, laughter, and clinking glasses filled the billionaire's mansion. In the middle of all this, a maid moved quietly with a silver tray in her shaking hands. Her name was Sophia. She wore a plain black uniform. Her shoes were worn out. Her back hurt from working since morning. But her face stayed calm. Eyes down. No staring at guests. The head housekeeper Evelyn had warned her. One mistake, and you're out. Samji. So Sophia kept her head low. She watched only the glasses, the floor, her own tired hands. Then something flashed. A small silver shine in front of her. Her heart gave a strange jump. She lifted her eyes for just 1 second. Near the grand piano stood Michael, the billionaire's only son. Black suit. Perfect hair. Laughing with his rich friends like life was a joke. But Sophia was not looking at his face. She was staring at the necklace on his chest. A simple silver chain. A tiny heart-shaped locket. A little scratch on the left side. Her fingers went numb. That necklace. No, it can't be, she whispered. Because she knew this locket. She had bought it with months of savings. She had put it around her daughter's neck with her own hands. Her daughter Emma. 16. Her whole world. Mama, I will never take it off. Never. Emma had promised that night. So why was Emma's necklace hanging on the neck of a billionaire's son? The tray shook in Sophia's hands. Glasses rattled. A few drops spilled. Careful. Evelyn hissed behind her. Do not embarrass us in front of Mr. Robert. Mr. Robert. The billionaire. Owner of the mansion. Sophia's cold, powerful boss. He stood nearby, laughing loudly with his guests. Talking about deals, money, success. Not once looking at the maid whose whole world had just cracked. Sophia's heart raced. Her mind screamed. Where is Emma? Why does he have her necklace? Without thinking, Sophia walked toward Michael. Where is she going? Another maid whispered. Has she gone crazy? Sophia didn't hear. All she could see was that small silver heart. She stopped right in front of Michael. Her hands trembled. Very slowly, she raised her fingers and touched the locket. The boys went silent. Michael froze. The party suddenly felt far away. Sophia's voice broke. Sir, this necklace, where did you get it? Behind her, a harsh voice cut through the air. What is going on here? Mr. Robert snapped. Why is my maid touching my son? Every head turned. The music stopped. Silence fell over the hall. Sophia's eyes filled with tears. This necklace, she whispered, belongs to my daughter. Michael looked at the locket. His face changed. Guilt. Fear. Sadness. He took a slow breath and said, I know this necklace. Your daughter gave it to me. He paused. The whole hall held its breath. The night she saved my life. Sophia felt the floor move under her feet. Backhand index pointing right. If you saw your child's necklace on a rich stranger in a place they were never supposed to be, what would you do? The night before the party, there were no chandeliers. No piano. No perfume. Only a small, broken house at the edge of the city. Rain tapped on the tin roof. Wind slipped through the cracks in the wall. A single weak bulb lit the room. Sophia sat cross-legged on a thin mattress, holding a small cardboard box. Her fingers were rough from scrubbing floors, but they shook like a nervous child. Emma, come here, Beta, she called softly. Emma came running in. Her school uniform was a little too big. Her shoes were old, but she'd polished them with care. Her eyes were bright, full of dreams much bigger than their tiny house. Mama, what happened? Why are you smiling like that? She giggled. Sophia took a deep breath. She opened the small box. Inside lay a simple silver necklace, with a tiny heart-shaped locket. Emma gasped. For me. Sophia nodded, shy. I know it's not real gold, she said quietly. I know rich girls have bigger things. But I saved for months. I wanted you to have something that makes you feel special too. Emma's eyes filled with tears. Mama, this is beautiful, she whispered. More beautiful than anything I've seen. She turned around and lifted her hair. Sophia's hands shook as she fastened the necklace around her neck. The locket lay against Emma's chest, shining in the dim light. Listen, Sophia said softly. This is not just a necklace. It's a promise. No matter how rich others are, no matter how poor we are, our love is ours. No one can take that. Emma held the locket gently. I'll never take it off, she said. I promise, Mama. Small silence, only rain sound. For a moment, everything felt perfect. Poor walls, poor house, poor things, but hearts full. The next morning, the city was still half asleep when Sophia got ready. She tied her hair back, put on her black Maid uniform. Her feet already hurt just thinking about the long day. At the door, Emma hugged her tight. Mama, don't worry about me, she said. I have extra study classes after school. I might come home late tonight. Sophia frowned. Extra classes? Where? Near the old factory road, Emma said quickly. There's a girl who helps me with maths. It's free. Please, Mama. I want good grades. Sophia looked into her daughter's hopeful eyes. She wanted to say no. The area was rough, dangerous at night. But she knew Emma's dreams. And she knew what it meant to stop a girl's education early. Okay, Sophia finally said. But come home safe. If anything feels wrong, leave. Promise. Emma nodded. I promise, she said. Her fingers again touched the necklace. I have this. I'll be brave. Sophia smiled, kissed her forehead, and left. As she squeezed into a crowded bus, pressed between strangers, she thought. One day, Emma will walk into big buildings as a guest, not as a maid's daughter. She didn't know that the same night, on a dark street, Emma's promise and that small silver necklace would change everything. The mansion was alive with noise. Workers ran up and down the hall. Lights were tested. White tablecloths were pressed flat. Silver trays lined up like soldiers. Move faster. Evelyn shouted. Robert Sir's big deal party. No mistakes today. Sophia polished glass after glass until her fingers felt numb. Her back screamed, but she stayed quiet. By evening, long black cars lined up outside. Valets opened doors. Rich guests stepped out in shining dresses and sh. Inside, the grand hall glowed under the chandeliers. Soft piano music played. Laughter bounced off marble floors. At the center stood Mr. Robert, in his expensive suit. His voice was loud, full of pride. These people, he said to one of his guests, they should be grateful we give them jobs. If they don't like it, they can go back to their slums. He said it while a maid passed right behind him. The maid was Sophia. Her chest hurt at his words. She lowered her head even more. Have you ever heard something painful about people like you, and you couldn't say a single word? Near the corner of the room stood Michael. He was in a black suit, holding a drink he clearly didn't want. He looked tired of smiling. His friends joked. They laughed about poor people, cheap food, crowded buses. Michael didn't laugh. He just kept touching something around his neck. A silver chain. A small locket. Sophia walked through the crowd with her tray. Juice, sir? Ma'am, she said softly. Then it happened. As she passed near the piano, her eyes, just for a second, lifted. The light hit Michael's chest. She saw it. The necklace. Heart-shaped locket. Shiny, but with a tiny scratch on the left side. A little dent on the clasp. Exactly the same as Emma's. Her feet stopped moving. The tray shook. Glasses clinked. Sophia's skin turned cold. Her mind raced. That's Emma's. It has to be. Where is she? Why does he have it? Someone bumped into her elbow. Watch it, a guest snapped. But Sophia didn't hear. The music sounded far away now. The laughing faces blurred. All she saw was the necklace on Michael's chest. Something inside her broke free. She forgot about rules. Forgot about Evelyn. Forgot about the fear of losing her job. She walked straight toward Michael. The other maids stared in shock. Has she gone mad? One whispered. She's going to get fired today. Sophia reached Michael's group. Her hands shook. Her mouth was dry. Sir, she said softly. He turned to her, surprised. Yes. He frowned. Her eyes did not leave the necklace. She lifted her trembling hand and touched the locket. His friends scoffed. Hey, what do you think you're doing? One of them said. She's touching your chain, bro. But Sophia didn't let go. This necklace, she whispered. Where did you get this? Behind her, a storm was already walking toward them. Mr. Robert. What is this nonsense? Mr. Robert's voice thundered over the music. The piano fell silent. Guests turned their heads. Even the waiters froze. He walked up to the small circle of people, his face dark with anger. Sophia, he barked. Have you lost your mind? Why are you touching my son? Evelyn rushed over and grabbed Sophia's arm. Let go of him right now, she hissed. What are you doing in front of guests? Sophia's eyes filled with tears, but her hand stayed on the locket. Sir, please, she said, her voice breaking. This necklace, it belongs to my daughter. To Emma. I bought it for her birthday. I know this scratch. I remember it. Please tell me where you got it. Robert laughed coldly. A maid's daughter with jewelry like this, he said loudly. You people see something shiny and suddenly it is yours. Stop lying. Some guests chuckled. Others looked uncomfortable but said nothing. Sophia flinched, but she didn't back away. I'm not lying, she whispered. There is a scratch on the left side. A dent on the back. I saw it the day I bought it. Please, just tell me where you got it. Is my daughter okay? Her voice cracked on the last word. Mr. Robert turned to Michael. Well, he said sharply. Explain this. Tell her it's not hers. Don't stand there like a fool. Every eye moved to Michael. He looked at his father. Then at Sophia. Then at the necklace. His fingers closed around the locket. He remembered the dark alley. The kicks. The fear. The girl who shouted at 3 boys bigger than her. His throat tightened. Michael, Robert repeated, louder. I said speak. Michael took a shaky breath. This necklace, he started, does belong to her daughter. The hall gasped. Robert's face turned red. What foolishness is this? He snapped. You're embarrassing us. Michael straightened his shoulders. His voice was low, but clear. I'm not lying, Dad, he said. Her daughter's name is Emma, and she gave me this necklace the night she saved my life. Sophia's lips parted. Her eyes went wide. Saved your life, she whispered. People leaned closer. Even the band at the corner watched. Michael swallowed. 2 weeks ago, I told the driver to drop me near my academy, he began. After he left, I didn't go inside. I was tired of fake people, fake smiles. I just wanted to walk. He stared at the floor, remembering. I walked far. Too far. Big buildings became small shops. Roads became narrow streets. I was in a poor area. I didn't even realize. Some older boys saw my watch, my clothes. They followed me into an alley. They pushed me. Took my wallet. I tried to fight back, but there were 3 of them. He looked up, eyes wet. I fell. hit my head. I couldn't breathe. I thought, this is it. He paused, then continued. And then I heard a girl's voice. He turned to Sophia. She shouted, "Leave him alone." She picked up a brick and stood between me and them. She was shaking, but she didn't move. It was Emma. Sophia covered her mouth with her hand. Tears poured down her face. Michael continued. She told them, "If you touch him again, I'll scream. I know people here. I won't let you go." They laughed. But one of them recognized her and said, "This is the maid's daughter. Her mother works in that big house up the hill." They kicked me one last time and ran away. He wiped his eyes. I was on the ground, crying. She helped me stand. She cleaned my face with her scarf. I told her I was your son. She already knew. At the bus stop, I was still shaking. I told her I felt like I couldn't breathe. She took off her necklace. He held it up. She said, "Wear this. It helps me when I'm scared. Now it will help you. It's not expensive, but it has courage inside." I told her I'd give it back. I'd give her money. Something. Anything. She said no. She just said one thing, "Please don't tell my mother. She will worry. She already works too hard for me." Sophia's knees felt weak. "My baby," she cried. She was in danger, and she didn't tell me. Michael's eyes turned to his father. "Dad, you always say poor people are lazy, that they want easy money," he said. "But your maid's daughter risked her life for me, and asked for nothing." The hall felt like it was holding its breath. Robert looked at his son, then at Sophia, then at the watching guests. For the first time, his power felt small. Without a word, he turned and walked out of the hall. The crowd parted for him. Sophia stood there, heartbroken and proud at the same time. Everyone was thinking the same thing. What will a man like Robert do now, when his pride has just been smashed by the truth? The next morning was gray and heavy. Sophia sat on the edge of her bed, staring at the necklace in her palm. Michael had put it into her hand before she left the mansion. "I'm sorry," he had whispered. "I should have told you earlier." All night, she had cried. Emma had come home late, surprised to see her awake. "Mama? Why are your eyes red? What happened?" Emma had asked. Sophia had just hugged her. Too tightly. Too long. Now, early morning, she heard something strange outside. A car horn. Not the usual loud, broken sound of old vans. A soft, expensive horn. She stepped to the door. A long black car stood in the muddy street. Children stared. Neighbors whispered. The back door opened. Out stepped Mr. Robert, in a simple shirt this time. And beside him, Michael. Emma appeared behind Sophia. "Mama, that's your boss, right?" she whispered. Robert looked around. At the cracked walls. The broken windows. The kids playing barefoot. He walked forward slowly, as if his feet were heavy. "Sophia," he said. She quickly stepped out. "Sir, I'm sorry about last night," she began in a trembling voice. "I didn't mean to cause a scene. If you want to fire me, I understand." "Stop," he said softly. His voice was not sharp now. It was tired. Almost humble. "I didn't come here to fire you," he said. "I came here to say I was wrong." Sophia stared, confused. "I have spoken about people like you with no respect," he said, looking her in the eye. "I thought money made me better. Last night, I learned that my money did not save my son. Your daughter did." He turned to Emma. "And you," he said quietly, "you risked your life for him. You asked for nothing. You even hid it from your mother so she wouldn't worry. I am ashamed of myself." Emma blushed and looked at the ground. "I just didn't want anyone to get hurt," she whispered. "I didn't do it for money." Robert nodded. That is exactly why you deserve more, he said. He turned back to Sophia. If you are willing to keep working for us, he said slowly, I want to make things right. From today, your salary will be doubled. Your working hours will be fair. No more extra late-night cleaning after parties. And I want to sponsor Emma's education. School. College. Whatever she needs. Emma's eyes filled with tears. Mama! She choked. Sophia's lips trembled. Sir, this is too much. We are just. Just what? Robert asked gently. Just poor. Just maids. You are the mother of the girl who saved my son. You are not just anything. Michael stepped forward and smiled shyly at Emma. I don't remember saying thank you properly, he said. Thank you, Emma. For that night. She gave a small smile. You're welcome, she said softly. The neighbors watched as a billionaire stood outside a maid's house, not to shout, not to threaten, but to apologize. Something had changed. But Sophia was not the kind of woman who forgot everything in one day. She wiped her tears and stood a little straighter. Sir, she said, I will accept your help. But I have one condition. Robert blinked. You have a condition, he asked. Yes, she said calmly. Don't just respect me because my daughter helped your son. Respect all your workers. No shouting. No insults about slums. We may be poor, but we are still human. For a moment, Robert said nothing. Then he nodded. Deal, he said quietly. I will change things. Not just for you. For everyone. Michael smiled. I'll remind him if he forgets, he joked softly. For the first time, Sophia laughed in front of them. The line between rich and poor shifted a little that day. Later, inside the little house, Sophia held the necklace again. Emma sat beside her. Michael stood near the doorway, looking around at the small room that had more warmth than his giant bedroom. This necklace started everything, Sophia said. It was always more than just metal, Mama, Emma replied quietly. Sophia turned to Michael. Come here, she said. He stepped closer. She lifted the chain and once again placed it around his neck. He looked shocked. Auntie, I can't take this, he said. This belongs to Emma. Sophia smiled sadly. This necklace was with her when she stood in that dark street, she said. It was with you when you were scared. It is a symbol now. Of courage. Of kindness. Of connection between two very different worlds. She tapped the locket gently. Keep it, she said. When you touch it, remember, being rich is not about money. It is about how big your heart is. Michael swallowed and nodded. I'll remember, he promised. Emma smiled at him. You better, she teased softly. Back at the mansion, things slowly began to change. Evelyn stopped shouting at the staff. There were proper breaks. No more public insults about lazy poor people. Not because the staff had suddenly become different, but because the man at the top had finally opened his eyes. One day, Sophia walked past the main hall and heard Robert talking to a guest. These people, he said, they work harder than anyone. We should be grateful they still choose to work with us. Sophia stopped in the hallway. For the first time, his words did not crush her. They lifted her. Later, as she left for the day, Michael called out, Good night, Auntie Sophia. Emma came to the mansion sometimes to study in the big library. Not as a servant. As a student. The wall between rich and poor was still there, but now it had a door. A small silver necklace had opened it. And it all started the moment a maid, in front of hundreds of rich eyes, had the courage to touch that necklace and ask, Where did you get this? If you were in Sophia's place, would you forgive Robert and accept his help? And in real life, who do you think is truly rich? The one with money, or the one who stands up for others, even when they are scared? Tell me your thoughts and your own experiences in the comments. Backhand index pointing down. Your story might open someone's eyes today.